Greetings and happy Monday to you. We appreciate your membership here at the Chamber. We'd like you to always remember that the Chamber working together represents a significant voice for our community, and we're trying to make a positive difference in the community. The Chamber's got a lot of different activities coming up this week. I thought I'd try to keep you abreast of some of those things. Today, Monday, actually, the Leadership Duncan Steering Committee meets here at the Chamber to continue planning for the remainder of the year for the Leadership Duncan Class 17. We're planning on visiting the state capitol on March the 5th. Our thanks go out to Lyle Rogo and Duncan Area Economic Development for putting together a fantastic day to where the class has an opportunity to go to the state capitol and do a little advocating on behalf of Duncan's community, and also learn about the inner workings of legislation, be it through the Senate or the House of Representatives. Have the opportunity to meet with some lobbyists and legislators and see both sides of the House in session, the Senate and the House. Have some opportunity to sit in on some committee meetings. So once again, we really do thank Laura Rogo, who is well known at the state capitol, for advocating on behalf of the city of Duncan and Duncan Area Economic Development. Also this week, something that you may or may not be aware of, Jason Hicks has been good enough to put together a presentation. I know many of you are worried about safety in public buildings, safety in schools, and things of that nature in our community. And thanks to Jason Hicks and a number of sponsors that I won't go through, he is presenting Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. The title is Lessons from Jonesboro, Littleton, and Vietnam, How Kids Are Learning to Kill and Learning to Like It. This particular seminar is put together by an individual that is a well-known expert in safety, be it in schools or other public areas. He's bringing a seminar to us to try to educate the community on how we might do a better job of protecting our children and our community from unfortunate levels of violence that we've been seeing lately. So we're very thankful to the district attorney for making that available. Remember, it's tomorrow the 19th and Wednesday the 20th from 9 to 4 on each day at New Hope Baptist West, and we thank them for allowing a great venue to serve the community. Also like to let you know the Breakfast Committee Wednesday will be meeting really early to plan another fantastic breakfast, be held March the 7th again in the Redbud Courtyard room there at the Simmons Center. It's always really a lively breakfast, a fun time. Our thanks go out to CenterPoint Energy for being our sponsor for the community breakfast. The community breakfast, as you know, is a time where we come together as chamber members. The community at large is invited as well. We hear from many different speakers, have many different points of interest covered about activities and opportunities in the community for business and individuals to really get together and move the community forward. Also Thursday, we have our Chamber board meeting at 3:30 here in the Chamber boardroom. We'd like to thank all of the Chamber board members for their dedication and working to move the Chamber forward. This Friday, we actually have a ribbon cutting for one of our newest members, CDC Tree Service. If you go to 81 in Bodark and come back to the north about a block on the east side, you'll see Steve McCaslin. It's CDC Tree Service. He's a master arborist, and we look forward to meeting with him, the ambassadors, and having a great ribbon cutting for him 10 a.m. Friday. We also have a new member, Kelly Lewis of KL Production Services. He has an oilfield supply and production company there east of Velma, and we're very thankful to him for joining the Chamber. Many of you know that the legislative season is kicked off. February 4th, as you know, was the first day of session. After the State of the State address by Mary Fallon, she opened the House and the Senate up. They've already had about 2,600 bills filed between the two of them, many bills dealing with workers' comp reform, tax reform, and other areas. There is a particular piece of legislation, House Bill 1363 by Representative Sears, that's designed to kind of cut the loopholes out of the state sales tax. Many of the retailers that are very popular are online retailers, and oftentimes sales tax is not remitted, and that really is kind of a detriment to your brick and mortar stores that we have here. So I would encourage you to encourage your legislators to support House Bill 1363, which is kind of the E-Fairness Act. It's estimated the tax commission that Oklahoma loses about $225 million in sales tax revenue because of online sales. and it does put our local retailers at a distinct disadvantage because they, of course, do charge sales tax and remit it to the state, which in turn pours back into our community and funds services such as fire and police and capital improvements. So you might watch the legislative reception coming up on the 26th of February. The 18th Annual Southwest Legislative Reception is going to be held at the Oklahoma History Center at 5 o'clock. It gives us an opportunity to take a delegation up and talk with various legislators, meet with the speaker, do a little bit of advocating on behalf of the city of Duncan and our community as a whole. Would like to thank our sponsors that makes the Southwest Legislative Reception possible. I'd like to thank Arvest Bank and Bank First, Bank of Commerce, Cotton Electric, Duncan Area Economic Development, Duncan Power, Duncan Regional Hospital, First Bank and Trust, Halliburton Employee Federal Credit Union, Legacy Bank, and Stevens County Abstract. If you would like to go to the Southwest Oklahoma Legislative Reception on the 26th, just let me know. We'll have advocates there from the City of Duncan, the City Council, and many others trying to kind of see what's going on at the Capitol and how we might help make sure bills are passed that are conducive to increasing and improving the quality of life here in Duncan. We've also received a lot of nominations for our annual banquet awards, which are Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, Free Enterprise, Community Improvement, and the Al Henshaw Community Spirit Award. We thank you all so very much for your nominations. We're finalizing those. The last day for nominations was, of course, last Friday, the 15th. And we should have those nominations out to you next week so we get an idea of who's been nominated for those very important awards that we'll award at the banquet. And the banquet, as you know, is on March 14th at the Simmons Center at 7 o'clock. The theme is Chamber Jazz. I really like this graphic design that Sandy Stewart, our Director of Investor Services, put together for us. Jermaine Mondain and his jazz ensemble will be here to entertain you. We'll look at what we've accomplished in the past, look forward to what we're going to try to do in the future. And it's also a time for us to get together, network, and thank one another for helping to move the community forward. We still have sponsorships available, and full table sponsors are $500 and half table sponsors are $300. Individual ticket sales are starting to step up, and we appreciate you guys buying individual tickets for $40. And of course, none of that would be possible at the Chamber. Like I told you last week, only 38% of our revenue here is from dues. The remainder of it is because of the generosity of people like you that support the Chamber and its activities in the community. And so we'd like to make special note to our sponsors of the annual banquet. Duncan Regional Hospital is a star sponsor. Stanley Systems is a new star sponsor. And Duncan Area Economic Development are star sponsors. And those together have allowed us to bring to you the entertainment that evening. The Jermaine Mondain Jazz Ensemble will be here because of those sponsors. We really do appreciate Duncan Area Economic Development, Duncan Regional Hospital, and Stanley Systems for being star sponsors. We also have a list of other sponsors I'd like to thank. We have our Chairman Circle sponsors, Arvest Bank, First Bank and Trust, Stevens County Abstract. Those particular sponsors are also very active in the Chamber. And our full list of annual banquet sponsors I'd like to thank are Arvest Bank, Bank of Commerce, Beth Henshaw Kurtz, Cameron University, the Cancer Centers of Southwest Oklahoma, Cotton Electric, Dative, Duncan Power, Duncan Regional Hospital, Edward Jones, Kelsey Avance, First Bank and Trust, Halliburton Employee Federal Credit Union, Legacy Bank, Mini Mall Package Store, Sabre Publishing, Stevens County Abstract, Triumph Carpet Care, All Saints Episcopal Church, AT&T, of course, CDC Tree Service, Chickasaw Nation, Stanley Systems, and the Simmons Center. We really appreciate your generosity, and we appreciate you as sponsors. If you haven't sponsored yet and you would like that opportunity, please call Sandy Stewart, our Director of Investor Services here at the Chamber, 255-3644, and Sandy will fix you right up. She's really good about putting package together for businesses to make sure they get their marketing dollars spent in the way that they would like. There are many things that the Chamber does within the community. If there's anything the Chamber can do for you, or if you have ideas how we can improve what we do, whether it be member resource development where we connect other members with other members that have particular services that are needed, or if it be advocacy for you at the legislative level, or if it be how to help promote your business. We're here and we're always willing to improve what we do. I'd like to leave you with some other statistics, and I'll make this brief, but we're coming up on the Small Business Month. The Small Business Administration recognizes that the 325,725 small businesses in Oklahoma provide about 97.2% of all the employment in the state. And of that, 64% of all new jobs that have been created since the recession bottomed out in 2009 have been created by small business people. And the majority of our members are small business people, and we want you to know that you're just as important to us as our larger businesses that we're thankful to have. We also would like you to know that small businesses in the state of Oklahoma contribute 50% of the GDP of the state. Now, those are pretty extraordinary numbers, and you all should be proud of what you've accomplished in your small businesses here in the community. I'd like to leave you with a quote by Winston Churchill. I try to live by this every day, but sometimes I don't. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. And your chamber's always here to try to listen and advocate for you and make Duncan truly one of the best places to live in the country. Thank you and have a great week.